Hey everyone, Josh Merhar here, and today we're going to talk about FLAMS. Fantastic, furious, flavorful, fiery, flamboyant FLAMS. If you like what you see in this video, please head over to my Patreon page and snag some transcriptions. It's the best way to get the most out of each of these videos. This exercise will help you develop all sorts of gnarly flam chops. It's going to help with your mobility around the drums, and it's really going to strengthen your left hand a bunch. And it works like a sort of rhythmic pyramid. We have 3-note, 4-note, 5-note, 6-note, 7-note, and 2 8-note groupings of flam combinations. And we kind of run through each grouping all the way till we get up to that second 8-note grouping, and then we go backwards through the sequence. So then you go from the 8-note groupings to the 7-note grouping to the 6-note to the 5-note. I think you get the idea. All of these patterns begin with a left-handed flam. So that means the grace note is played with the right hand. And the way these are orchestrated, I'm just kind of splitting the grace note off to the tom-toms, so the accent will land on the snare drum. Really helps those flams cut through. In this exercise, I'm also placing all of these patterns on top of a quarter note on my hi-hat, and I'm treating everything as a 16th note subdivision. And I'm just kind of moving clockwise down the drums and then counterclockwise back up the drums. So let's break down all of these groupings real quick. The first is a 3-note grouping, and it's your left-handed flam accent. So we have the right hand grace note, left hand accent, followed by right, left. And we're just going to repeat that same sticking. Don't go telling me that this is a swish triplet. This is not a swish triplet. It is a flam accent. I'm just not alternating the lead hand, which you would typically do if you were playing flam accents back to back. The 4-note grouping is a left-handed flam paradiddle. So right hand grace note, left, right, left, left. The 5-note grouping is just adding an extra right, left to the end of the 3-note grouping. So we have right hand grace note, left hand accent, followed by right, left, right, left. The 6-note grouping is the flam paradiddle with another right, left added to the end of it. So we've got right hand grace note, left hand accent, right, left, left, right, left. The 7-note grouping is the flam paradiddle with the flam accent added to the end of it. So we got 2 flams in this combination, and they're both still left-handed flams. So right-handed grace note, left-hand accent. We have 2 different 8-note groupings here. The first one is the 3-note grouping plus the 5-note grouping. So the flam accent plus the flam accent 5. And then the second 8-note grouping is just the reverse. So the flam accent 5 plus the flam accent. The key to really getting the speed up on these is that left hand snap. So the way these patterns kind of loop around, your left hand ends up having to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. You're going to find your left hand needing to play a sort of shuffle rhythm a lot of the time, where you're kind of accenting the second of those 2 notes, or even accenting the third of a 3-note pattern. Let's take a look at these snappy motions that we got to work up. There's a 2-stroke snap, so it's a quiet hit followed by a loud hit. And a 3-stroke snap, where you kind of have 2 quiet hits followed by a loud hit. I cannot stress enough how relaxed and loose you need to be in order to work these patterns up to speed. If you tense up, you lose. You gotta stay loose. Your arms just gotta be wiggly, wet spaghetti noodles. Who the hell says spaghetti noodles? Each grouping will repeat 4 times before resolving on a downbeat. Repeating each combination 4 times creates 1 cycle. And I play through 2 cycles of each pattern before moving to the next one. And this creates some pretty cool overlapping rhythms, especially with the 3, 5, and 7-note groupings. Since those groupings don't really fit evenly into the space of 1 beat, it creates a sort of polyrhythmic or polymetric effect. When working up each of these patterns, go as slow as you need to, and practice patterns individually before putting them all together. Especially for the 5 and 7-note groupings, feeling them against a quarter note can be quite challenging at first, and your ear kind of has to get used to where each pattern kind of lines up relative to the beat. If you liked what you saw in this video, head over to my Patreon page and consider subscribing there. You can get all kinds of material that's meant to accompany these videos, and even some extra stuff that doesn't have anything to do with YouTube at all. As always, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.